Dolph Lundgren in 2010 is in this big budget movie that goes to theaters called The Expendables. I didn't review that again because I reviewed that when I did the Sylvester Stallone marathon. And I enjoyed the first Expendables. I really do. Dolph Lundgren was a highlight. Blowing a guy's body in half and saying, Lulo. Most people who saw that film, even if they don't like the film, they go, yeah, Dolph was good. And if they like the film, they go, yeah, Dolph was great. Huge hit. So 2011, what's the next project Dolph gets now that he's back? Maybe a studio can give him a chance on a medium budgeted flick. Maybe a good project with some other prominent stars. No. In 2011, the best he gets is a fucking Uwe Boll movie. A direct-to-video sequel to an Uwe Boll movie, which is also directed by Uwe Boll. And the name of the team won with Jason Statham, Burt Reynolds, Ray Liotta, with a bad film that wasted a good cast. This film is very cheap, very lazy, and for what I understand, the reason Dolph did this, he didn't care about the script. He said no at least once. But for what I understand, he was going through a divorce and he needed quick cash to pay for lawyers because he was getting a divorce. And then also apparently one of the early days of shooting, he hurt his foot or his leg, so he couldn't run much. So at times you see him maybe hobbling a little bit. That's why. I don't know what the fuck to go into this movie. It's Uwe Boll. That says it all in a way. I mean, this guy did House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain, Postal, fucking Far Cry. All pieces of fucking horse shit. His worst one is probably Postal. Does he have a best one? The one film I don't mind is the first Rampage. I don't mind the first Rampage. Sequels, not so much. But everything else he's done has been absolute fucking dog shit. And the name of the team was dog shit. And not only is there a 2, there's a, in the name of the team, 3. Yeah, Blood Rain 2, where Billy the Kid's a fucking vampire. This guy hasn't directed movies for a couple years, thank God. This guy needs to never direct again. He's a poor director, he's a poor writer. He didn't write the film, though. This other guy did. Michael C. Nachoff. 2 F's. Maybe they stand for fucking figures. Like Uwe Boll film. Fucking figure that out. This film, in another director's hands, with a bigger budget, better director, maybe could work as a potential good film, good B-movie film, because in a way the film is going to be Dolph Lundgren's Army of Darkness. What do I mean by that? Dolph is in modern time. He's in a D, karate teacher. This little kid's watching, and he teaches them karate by having these 4 guys come at him. He fucks them up. Not a horrible scene. And one guy tries to go at Dolph, but then Dolph takes him down. The guy apologizes, and everyone's friendly to Dolph. And then Dolph goes home, and he has a drink for his fallen comrades, and he shows a little bit of emotion. But okay, Dolph's in modern time, and he's set back into these olden times. Maybe it could work. But most of the action scenes are slow or shaky cam, and they're not really that interesting to watch. Lochlyn Munro, who I've seen in, I think he was in the first Scary Movie. He was in Freddy vs. Jason. He was a cop in that. I don't think he worked as the teen. I don't buy him as the teen. Because he seems like a teen. A teen in the terms of, hey, we're in college, give me a crown, and now let's get some brewskis. Like that kind of teen. Teen of Bud Light. Or the teen of Coors Light. The teen of Budweiser. I mean, but not a fucking actual teen. See, I don't buy him as the villain. Dolph seems fairly dry. Part of me feels a little bit of the I don't give a fuck because I'm just doing this to get my money for the divorce. But there's a couple moments, if I just say something positive, that Dolph has some lines that made me smile. It was fun to see Dolph say these kind of lines. Like when he says his name is Granger, and Lochlyn Munro goes, that is a most unusual name. And Dolph goes, yeah, you'd be surprised how many times it gets me laid. Or he's talking to this guy, and Dolph says something like, until then, be a good royal bitch and show me my room. Or you know what? This prophecy you speak of, you take your prophecy and shove it up your ass. And then, like another time, he's fucking with this guy, and he's like, do you date a lot? Or am I like female, or are you into that whole sword and sweaty sandals sort of thing? And so these are lines I don't mind Dolph saying, but I don't know if Dolph... I still get some smiles. It was fun to see Dolph say that kind of stuff. But I don't know if it was he just didn't have much direction for those lines, or if there's just... He seems a bit tired. Or, I don't know, just... I wouldn't say he was bad, just at times he seemed tired. But again, when he does say these lines, I get some enjoyment out of it. A lot better than this awful narration he does from time to time in the movie, which you didn't need. And then a good chunk of the middle is all this talk about the prophecy. There's this female doctor who's curious about the future of medicine, is asking Dolph stuff. The doctor has sex with Dolph out of the blue. And it's like they're in one fucking set or one location. So you feel the low budget effects of the flick. And it's just rather boring. Very boring movie. They go off, have this battle in this forest. There's shaky cam. There's nothing remotely memorable about it. The one guy tells Dolph and the girl to leave, and he stays behind, and he gets killed. Dolph and the girl are left alone in the forest. They find who they're supposed to be looking for, this sickly woman. And you find out, well, she's not really a bad guy. They're actually fighting for good. I'm thinking, why does this seem familiar? Oh, I'll just go watch Red Scorpion. People are like, what are you talking about? That was a film where he's hired or he's told to go to a place and assassinate someone. But when he gets there, realizes that person's not that much of a bad guy. And realizes the person who sent him that's the bad guy. Only Red Scorpion did that 100 times better than this. And the woman tells Dolph's lineage, you're the lost son of our king. And you were sent forward in time to be safe. So am I led to believe Dolph Lundgren is the son of Jason Statham's character in the first movie? Is that what I'm led to believe? That Jason Statham gave birth to Dolph Lundgren? Is that what I'm supposed to believe? That'd be funny. Dolph comes up to Jason Statham. Hey, you know what? I played your son. What are you talking about, you bloody wanker? No, serious. I was with this. That Uwe Boll guy? Oh, God. They share horror stories working with Uwe Boll. Ooh-wee, as I call him. Uwe Boll. Ooh-wee. Just makes me go, ooh-wee. Why am I watching this? Ooh-wee. Oh, shit. Sad to say, this isn't even his worst film, Uwe Boll. I would say Postal is much worse. I think Far Cry is worse. This one's just very cheap and boring. And that old lady dies because she was sick. And then he's supposed to look for this thing called the catalyst, and this other girl shows him. And I swear there's a point where they're looking at the landscape of the trees. It looks like they're staring at a fucking painting. That's how cheap it looks. I'm like, is that a fucking painting they're looking at? Oh, it's supposed to be the woods he's supposed to traverse. And the catalyst is a fucking dragon. A CG dragon, which I've seen worse CGI, but it's not good either. And Dolph doesn't really fight the dragon, pretty much runs away from the dragon, then they both run off. And then him and this girl, they get captured. And then the dragon comes by and starts fucking things up. And Dolph really doesn't have much to do at this point. Just they're running and going to the castle. This castle that looks... I've seen homemade haunted houses look more expansive than the fucking fortress in this movie. The fucking treehouse and the monster squad look more sturdy than this fucking castle. And the dragon shows up and starts burning everything. I'm like, this just seems random. Like, why did the dragon follow them? Why did the dragon follow Dolph? Maybe if you did something where, like, Dolph didn't kill the dragon appreciated that, or the dragon respected Dolph, so followed Dolph, or dragon and Dolph, double D's, became friends. I don't know, Dragonheart style. Something, anything, but no. This film is lazy, uncreative, unimaginative. The dragon just shows up, burns everything, because it's the catalyst of the prophecy. Dolph follows Lochlyn Munro to modern time, because Lochlyn Munro has this, because he's an alchemist, and he's going to put this thing in the water supply or something to cause a plague, I guess. Or, I'm trying to think if... I'm trying to remember. Was he trying to put in a water supply, or did water stop it? Because then they're back in Dolph's house, and he just beats the shit out of Lochlyn Munro. Puts the thing in Lochlyn Munro's mouth, hits it, drowns him in his bathtub. And that's what I'm thinking, well, maybe the water stops it because it's released, but because I guess it's in his bathtub, it's okay. I was confused, but maybe I wasn't paying enough attention and my mind wandered. When it tends to do when you're watching bullshit like this. And then like he drowns a guy in his bathtub and it cuts to Dolph drinking. And it just makes me wonder how the hell is he going to explain that to the police? Oh yeah, I have this guy dressed as a teen drowned in my bathtub. I would love to see that scene, him explain that to the cops. Yeah, I mean, and also that thing, that plague, is it in your bathtub? Does it dissipate? I mean, something this small that's going to wipe out the entire civilization, you would think it would take more than a bathtub water to stop it, but the bathtub water has to go down. Will it get into water supply there? Am I thinking too much? Yes. Why does this movie have so many fucking special features? Why is there behind the scenes, writing the name of the team 2, interview with the writer, a director's commentary, and a writer's commentary? Shonen Little Tokyo has no features. Fuck, technically Rocky 4 has no features. But this movie gets 2 commentary tracks? And behind the scenes material? Even I Come a Beast didn't have an audio commentary track. Bullshit. The music is nothing to mention. The rest of the actors, they did nothing for me. Dolph looked slow and tired. Again, maybe because of his injury. Maybe his head wasn't on straight because of the divorce. Or maybe just the don't give a fuck-itis. I'm in an Uwe Boll film. I'm doing this to get money for my divorce. I don't give a fuck. Other than a couple fun lines that Dolph says, this movie's really nothing to fucking talk about. It's not even overly graphic, violence-wise, like some of Uwe Boll's other films, like Rampage or Blood Rain. So it's not even that R-rated compared to other stuff. You would think he would at least put some of that in there. The action scenes, I've seen fucking better action scenes on Kevin Sorbo's Hercules or Xena Warrior Princess. Again, the concept, like Dolph Lundgren's version of Army of Darkness, here's the thing, how about you have some creatures Dolph fights? Take a page from sword and sorcery movies in the past where our hero had to fight some creatures. Let Dolph fight some creatures. Well, there's a dragon. He doesn't really fight the dragon. He's up close to the dragon and then runs away. I don't know what else to say. I've just been repeating myself. Thanks for watching. Take care. This is easily one of Dolph's worst films. But it's Uwe Boll. And again, it's fucking sad that the best he could get after The Expendables is this fucking movie. That's the best he can get of The Expendables. Like, no one was offering him anything else, so he had to take this to get some money. How about this? You get money for your divorce in a good movie. Making a good film. Not a fucking Uwe Boll film. So, once again, Dolph getting fucked over. Great, he said yes. But if you have to say yes to Uwe Boll film, you have to be fucking desperate. And it's like, okay, if you need money, someone else, please, give Dolph a good fucking... Give him away from the movie and give him a better project to follow up The Expendables. How about a bigger budget movie? People are like, wow, people like Dolph and he's pretty good. Let's give him at least a supporting role in a bigger budgeted flick. I'm not talking fucking Aquaman years and years later. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. I'm tired of talking about Uwe Boll's fucking bloated ass.